Hey everyone, my name's Miranda Hughes. Welcome back to my TikTok or my YouTube channel, depending on which one you're watching from. Anyways, ladies, this is for you, 100%. Fellas, kinda, but mainly for the women. Please, 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 always trust your gut, okay? If you don't know what that feels like, let me just break it down. If you are walking somewhere and you feel like all of a sudden, even if you've already made plans, whether you're on the phone, walking, if you're in a group, if you are out and about in a public place, if you are by yourself, especially, it doesn't matter where you're at or what you're doing. If at any moment you feel that something is not sitting right with you, meaning you start to feel sick, that's sign number one. Like you start to feel like almost, a lot of people like to say butterflies in your stomach. No, when you're having butterflies in your stomach, that's when you're excited and nervous and you have a crush on somebody, or you're just excited and nervous because you're starting a new job and you're just like, oh, I just can't wait. But you're kind of nervous because it's just your adrenaline. But when you are trusting your gut and it's something dangerous, something bad, something that you just can't quite put your finger on, but you know there's just something that isn't sitting right with you. And that means you might be feeling sick to the point where you might actually throw up, or you just all of a sudden you just feel very nervousness. You might be shaking. You might be feeling like just nauseous, or you might be feeling like a headache's coming on, like a tension headache, a stress headache is what they call it. You might be feeling you're not being shy, you're not being an introvert, you're not being any of those things. This is your natural body's response telling you, listen to me. What you're about to walk into, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, whoever you're involved with is about to get nasty, is about to get ugly. This is your fight or flight response, okay? You don't need a doctor to diagnose this. You don't need any medicine to make this happen. You don't need advice or counseling on this. God gave you this internal instinct to know, hey, something is wrong. And it's time that you learn to trust yourself when you start experiencing these symptoms, when you start experiencing that, you know, when you're talking to someone online that something's not sitting right. Stop talking to them. You don't have to go into so much detail. You don't have to give a reason. Yes, I know you want to be polite, or you feel that it's just courteous, or it's just best if you present yourself as professional or present yourself as this. In some cases, there are ways that you can do that and just exit gracefully. But when you start getting to a point where it feels like, I don't need to be at this bar, I don't need to be at this park, I don't need to be at this store, I don't need to be at this club, this party, this I don't need to be in this car. At any moment, the moment that you start to feel fight or flight, listen, okay? Because more than none, your body's telling you the truth. I don't know how to say it, but like, it doesn't really matter what you believe. God created you, okay? And part of him creating you is creating a piece of you that knows more than you do. You don't always have to wait till something bad happens to know that, oh, I should have listened to myself, or, oh, you know, I was right. There is someone trying to kill me, or there is someone that's stalking me. There is someone that's trying to rape me. There is someone that's trying to mug me. There is someone trying to kidnap me. There is someone trying to hurt me. Like, I don't even care if I said it twice. Like, the point is that sometimes your body knows things that you don't. Your mind, your subconscious, your spirit knows things that you don't. And the worst thing that you can do is ignore yourself and downplay it as if it's no big deal or it's not going to affect you. The worst thing that you can do is if someone warns you, especially if someone warns you to watch out or watch your back or be careful, and you blow them off. Not everyone's coming at you telling you to stop doing something out of jealousy. Believe it or not, a lot of people are telling you to slow down, pump your brakes, be careful, look out, watch out, because it's true. There are so many sick, twisted people out here that are willing to take advantage if given the perfect opportunity. If you're walking by yourself, if you are so prone to being alone or lonely that you're willing to hang out with whoever. If you go from bar to bar and party to party and you don't care who you're with, you've just made yourself an easy target. If you're a teenager watching this and you think, oh, I'm mad at mom and dad and, you know, they don't understand me, and you want to go live life on your own terms, not very smart, not very wise. You might think right now you know best because you're you, but you're also you at 15. You at 15 is not going to be as wise as you at 30. Okay, you might have to live a little, but why put yourself through prostitution, living on the streets, getting caught up in human trafficking, being raped, being, you know, molested or hit or any kind of thing just because you're mad at your situation or your parents or things aren't going your way? Ain't worth it. Okay, trust me. You think my words are whatever? Okay, well, you're not gonna be saying that when it actually happens to you. And that's what I'm saying, is I don't want it to happen to you, and I hope you don't want it to happen to you either. So in order to get to a point where that doesn't happen to you, it doesn't start with just having experience. It starts with knowledge. You know, going out at night, there are obvious risks. Yes, you can have fun, but you still got to be wise. There are certain parts of town and cities that you just don't walk through at night. Sometimes not even through the daylight. There's certain places that you just shouldn't go. Even if you're an independent woman and you think you can handle yourself. It ain't about that. This is about safety. The other thing is you don't always know who you know. You can have a group of friends and you may not realize the guy that you're talking to that claims to be your friend could be part of a human trafficking circle. You just don't know what people do behind closed doors. And better yet, you don't always know what people are doing when they're desperate for money. Or they're itching just for a good time and they're just bored and they just want to get involved with something. And the last thing is, you don't know what people are willing to do when fear's involved. When they're scared for their life, they'll do things that they would never normally do. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you, is if you are going through a situation and you're like, hey, something ain't setting right, trust yourself. More than likely, you're right. It's not. That person could be playing you. They could be fake. It could be a setup and become a huge mistake in your life. So I don't know who this is for, but if you're watching this right now, either you got curiosity or this came to you just in time, because I'm telling you, I don't know who you are or where you're at, but what I can tell you is to watch your back. And if you're feeling that nauseous feeling of, I'm about to go to this party, I'm about to hang out with this group of friends, I'm about to go to this meeting, I'm about to start this new job, or I'm about to leave the country or go to this state, I'm about to whatever, fill in the blank, and you're starting to feel really sick, like you're starting to feel nauseous, you're starting to feel like you just shouldn't go, listen. Sometimes that's not always the fear talking. Sometimes that's just truth. Okay, that truth is trying to emerge and let you know that this is not a good route. Turn back. It's not too late. Go another way. And trust me, when it comes to money and fame and being healthy and getting what you want in life, there's always a different way. There's always, especially with God. God can give you anything you want or need, but you got to give him you to get there. There's no amount of money that any person can promise you when it comes to dreams, money, if it comes to having a love life, whatever it is that you want, God can do you better. He can do you better than your drug dealer. He can do you better than some guy that's promised you your dream job and you don't know hardly anything about him, but he wants you to come all the way to California or all the way across seas to do something. God can give you a better life than any person ever can. It's just true. And if you don't know, it's because you haven't experienced it, because you haven't tried it. And if you haven't tried it, I really hope you will. But anyways, like I said, follow your gut. Because if not, you're going to be following something else. And that could be the last thing you ever follow in your life. All right, love you guys. Be careful. Bye.